Hey everyone, my name is Danilo Petrovic.
I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Denis Kudla.
I'm Evgeny Donskoy.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I'm Peter Torebko, and you're listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back, tennis fans. Here we are. It's a little bit of I'd say unlucky, but also a little bit lucky. I wasn't able to do it at 10 o'clock this morning, but neither was John Silk, who's joining me today for Aslan Karatsev versus Lorenzo Musetti. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. It's great to be with you for a live broadcast and a live watch-along. It's exciting.
Mate, it is indeed. And they're just going out onto court now just to start serving. As you can see here, we've got Aslan Karatsev. He is up a break at 4-3 in the first set. I went back and had the chance to watch some of the match just before we started this. Quite a good level from both players and a lot of break points, a lot of juices on either player's serve. And for me, I thought Karatsev looks like the stronger player out there today. No bias. I know that I'm probably a little bit biased. I've not got my Karatsev t-shirt on today, but it's in the wash. Can't wear it every day, can I?
Yeah, right. So, I managed to catch a bit of it this morning as well. And you're right, there were some games that were really tight. And I think you're right that Karatsev, as the scoreboard suggests, does have a slight advantage at the moment. Although, one thing I want to highlight is I think Musetti's rocking the old burgundy outfit.
Yes, yeah, mate. It looks like it's a bit of a change-up for him. We're not used to seeing him in burgundy. So, but
yes. By the way, I don't know if you recall a few years ago, Burditch was wearing an H&M outfit. I've never seen anyone wear H&M before or since.
Well, I don't know what Karatsev's wearing, but I think he's just got a mismatch of all different brands on. I'm surprised no one snapped him up for the sponsorship yet. Come on, this guy's a gold mine. Let's get behind him. I can't believe that no one's throwing their label at him. He's promoting Adidas for free.
Yeah, talking of gold mine, he's started off the restart pretty well. Obviously, could be on for a game to love.
Mate, that's what we want to see. We got Kathy joining us in the chat. How are you doing? Good morning here in is that in Florida? Fantastic. And Bailey Bart saying we're going to be doing Felix Auger-Aliassime versus Garin. When is that one kicking off? I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to be able to do that. I think that one will be on straight after this one. But I'm sort of on a lunch break at work. I didn't take my lunch all the way up until nearly 4 o'clock just for this. So if it runs over, I'm already going to have to be working this evening just because I wanted to be watching this matchup. So,
and it looks like Karatsev has already got the Game to Love podcast off to a game to love.
He has, mate. You're going to have to be prompting me, mate. I'm on the buttons on my own. There's no JG. We got Wild Lives jumping in there. How you doing, bud? And we got Abasa jumping in from Twitch. Great to have you on, bud. So, and
cool, nice to have you.
We got some, hopefully we're sort of in line on the streams, but even if we're not, I'm sure we can give you our best thoughts on each of these points so far. 15 all. Karatsev, little bit disappointing in the last tournament, wasn't he? In that match versus Korda. Maybe it was just accumulation of too many matches in a row, maybe? Or is Korda the bogeyman for him?
Maybe. How do you think he's going to do on clay in general, Ben? I think I've got no idea. He could be as formidable as he was on the hard courts. But I think it's a bit of a random thing for me. I'm not really sure how to call it. What do you think?
I think that he is stronger on clay, which is a scary proposition for the rest of the tour because he was smashing it up. I know people will say it's only challengers, but if you watch the Challenger Tour as regularly as what myself and JG do, then you'll know that it's such a high level, and a lot of these players, like your Musettis and people like that, are playing in challengers, winning challengers, and like Karatsev was. And look what they can do when they come onto the main ATP Tour. they've been smashing it up. Both of those players look great, and they don't look out of their depth in like normal ATP tournaments, really.
And talking of which, we've got a couple of set points.
Mate, here we go. The Lion. Oh, great serve there from Musetti down the tee, though. God, that's one way to save a set point. Rocking an all burgundy, as you were saying. Looks nice outfit. That I like it. Not sure I like.
I like it too.
Not sure I like the purple head band with it though. I'm not sure that bit of clash.
I would like to see a slightly more varied combo, if I'm honest. I like the burgundy shirt, but I'd go for probably a black pair of shorts myself.
Yeah, I'd go for maybe a white headband or something. But here we go. Oh, and there we go. It's a double fault, and what a way to give away the first set. Know what button's coming, John Sill.
Aslan, Karatsev, Karatsev, Karatsev.
That's it, man. Aslan Karatsev, the button is going to be coming out, I'm hoping, a few times today. And we've got NHL.
JG is hoping. I'm sure JG is hoping a few times.
JG having a bad.
Well, normally he's wearing the baseball cap.
Yeah, that's true, mate. Well, I had the first time in a long time. I took the cap off last night. I had it, as strange as it is, tied back. I don't think I've ever done this before in my life. Before is having like some sort of ponytail or something like that. It's crazy, man. I think it's nearly. Not sure it's quite on your level yet, but give me another couple of months, I might be there.
The old lockdown hair. So Karatsev has really done well then. So he's obviously got the 2 breaks up, and he'll obviously start the second set with a serve. So that's another tiny advantage if he needs it. And I think this would be a good scout for Karatsev. I know, he's been largely the form player, obviously, with the way he was on the hard courts since the turn of the year. But I do think this is a really tough first round. And as you said in the preview, I think arguably the match of the first round. It's a long way to go yet, but I think this could really set up a really tasty clay court season for him.
There was part of me that was thinking it's a bit unfortunate because of the rain delay, because it looked like Musetti was sort of coming back into it a little bit, and he was just gradually eating his way into some of Karatsev's service games. And you saw in the beginning of the match, I think he broke to love on Musetti, and you just saw it there straight away again, broke his serve pretty easily, and there was double fault and a bit. I don't think he likes the cold, Musetti. I think that might be it. That rain.
Yeah. Could well be, yeah. I think Karatsev is fine with all the weathers, it seems. And what a view that is, by the way. The old Monte Carlo view. There's a pity there's no fans, obviously, in the stadium, but at least for us watching at home, we get to see that lovely view.
There's no sun as well. I think it ruins the whole tournament a little bit for me. I was just saying to JG earlier, so it's just not the same tournament when there's no sun in Monte Carlo. Just rain.
Yeah,
I didn't even think for a second we were going to get like 2 weeks of rain. It looks like it's forecast every day. So I
saw that forecast. Yeah,
hope that changes. Oh, and Karatsev's hitting this ball so hard, and he's scrambling around the baseline to keep the ball in play. What incredible play so far! And Karatsev, even though we were sort of, I wouldn't say judging him in that performance, it sort of all fell apart a little bit against Korda and everything. There was 31 unforced errors, and it seemed like it was just coming to a bit of an end. It was just unwinding a bit, all of the hype, and probably he needed a rest. And he looks back to his best a little bit, I'd say, today. Like really short, hard-hitting shots and finishing points off pretty quickly.
Since the restart today, he's back in the zone. As for the little blip he had against Korda, if you like, I think I would have been concerned if that had been the first tournament after Australia. Then you would say that Australia was the outlier. But given how well he did in the next couple of tournaments, including obviously winning and beating Rublev, where was that, by the way?
Well, and where he won with Rublev in Qatar, that was with the doubles, and he lost the Dominic team in the first round. But that's no shame.
But where did he won his first ATP title? No, didn't he? He beat Rublev in the final. Dubai,
Dubai.
But it was Rublev he beat.
Semi-final, yeah, he beat Lloyd Harris in the final, which is just a bit strange that it was Rublev at the beginning of 2020 beat Lloyd Harris in the final as well, to start off his great year last year. So I was just hoping that we could see another Russian doing the same thing, starting with an ATP win in well, not in Dubai last time, but I think it was in Adelaide, I think, where Rublev got his win against him. But still,
bringing us
Karatsev.
back to the present today. He's on it. I don't know how many points has he lost. 2 in the first 3 games since the restart. 4 games, 3 games.
Well,
so he's won the first 3 games. Another one to love, and he's dropped 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, one of them he got gifted a double fault on set point. I mean, you can't ask for more than that, can you? It's pretty. This is the signs. A little bit for me, which worries me a bit with Karatsev, and I don't want to start giving any of his opponents any ideas, which is I think that he was becoming a little bit predictable in some of his gameplay, and especially his second serve. Very, very predictable. And Korda was the better just reading what he was going to do. And I think he'd been playing that way. And because he's an unknown entity, no players were picking up on it. And they were just Rublev even. Rublev didn't pick up on the fact he served the same serve 100% of the time for the whole time of the match on the second serve. And he still was causing him problems into the third set, which was crazy for me. If that was a top player, I mean, Rublev's still got improvements himself. But if that was a top player, they're going to work it out. And Korda worked it out straight away. Well, especially in the second set, he completely demolished him. 6-love.
Well, so far, Musetti's not working him out, although it looks like he's probably going to hold serve for the first time since the restart today. One thing I would suggest or even ask you, Ben, at this juncture is that it seems as though, you had him on the show. It seems as though you became a bit of a fan. Seems like maybe even some sort of communications managerial role, or perhaps even a coaching role, Ben, given that last little pitch, not wanting to give his opponents too many secrets.
I think so, mate. I think it's just waiting to happen, isn't it? Maybe GTL will be the coach of Aslan. Maybe we can be his first real sponsor as well. That'd be nice. Maybe we can get him, send him out a GTL T-shirt or something.
There's plenty of space on that T-shirt for that. So anyway, Musetti's off the mark now for this second set, which he'll be relieved about to have finally done so, having lost the previous 3 games. And although the momentum is very much with Karatsev, it's now time to sort of dust yourself down, Musetti, and then just sort of treat it as the match starts here.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was just what it was like in the first set, wasn't it? Just took him a little bit of time to get going, but when he gets going and Karatsev's level, it isn't always at that high level. He does hit unforced errors, and in that first set, you saw it. He got taken to juice. I think it was a couple of times in that first set and faced break points. But
yeah, it was Musetti, nip and tuck in the first set. It was nip and tuck.
It was, yeah. So, but which way do you see this second set going? Ooh, wow.
Well, I'm not really going to be sticking my neck out too much here. I do see it being a Karatsev straight sets victory now. Just given the way that the match has restarted and the momentum is very much with Karatsev again. So I see it being straight sets, and obviously I'm sure that's probably what you are hoping for, but JG will also be hoping for it, given how far he thinks Karatsev is going to go in this tournament.
Well, exactly right, mate. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure there's probably a few people within the GTL brackets that have Karatsev going quite far. For me, it was just more that can you work out his game, and if you can work it out, can you exploit it? And I think Tsitsipas was you saw what he did to Lorenzo Musetti in Acapulco, like somebody was sort of wiping the floor with everyone. He completely destroyed him. It was not even a contest. And I think it could be the same. I think it's underrated how good of his mental side of the game is for Tsitsipas, for as an onboard computer working out the opponent. I think he dictates a lot of rallies, and it'll be hard for someone like Karatsev to get back in the match if Tsitsipas gets ahead in the match. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, no, right. And I think it was a surprise for me when JG suggested that he would beat Tsitsipas, but listen, Tsitsipas and Karatsev have still got to get that far, but I do imagine, given the way Karatsev has started today, that he will be progressing. I actually think Tsitsipas is really due and on, I think, for a good tournament and a good clay court season. I think we are going to see Tsitsipas win one of these clay court tournaments in the build-up to the French Open. So there we go.
Yeah, well, I hope you're right, mate, because I think it's one player that we don't see enough of doing well at these big tournaments. I mean, we did well at the French Open, obviously, but it's these big 500s and 1000s that he's really struggles in finals. And I think, what is he in finals? I think he's not in 9 or something. I've read a
I think
statistic.
he's got an ATP finals under his belt, so he's won at least
Yeah,
one ATP
exactly.
finals. But yeah, the Masters. But I do see that happening now. It's now the time for him to come of age, Tsitsipas, and it could even be this tournament. I've actually got him down for the semi-finals, but I wouldn't be surprised if he beats Djokovic on clay. He was very close to do so over 5 sets at the French Open last year.
Yeah, mate, it was so close. I think that it's just one of those frustrating ones, isn't he? Tsitsipas. He can beat anybody. I think on his day, he has the sort of level. The game has every single tool, but it's just the mental side of his game is just when he's on, he's on. And you saw it against wasn't it against Nadal in the Australian Open? Was it? Yeah, when
Yeah,
he
Australia.
came back from 2 sets to love. I mean, that is the side when he starts playing well. He's kind of unstoppable, but you don't see it enough from him. And you see him lose to random. You saw him lose to Ugo Humbert in
Yeah.
Paris, which was disappointing. And he's losing to people he shouldn't be losing. He lost obviously to Chorich in the US Open after having 6 match points. Disappointing. I just hope it's not going to be like that for the future. He's still so young. He's like 22, isn't he? So it's just the future's so bright still, and he's what, 5th in the world or 6th in the world. So, but
So the thing where I think is a little different to the hard court is that I do think on the clay he's got a slightly bigger advantage over some of the players you just mentioned, for example. And don't forget, Medvedev is not really, I don't think, a contender. Maybe not this year to win a clay court title. I even saw where I think Medvedev either tweeted or said today or yesterday saying that, you know, the secret's out. He's not very good on clay, or he doesn't like clay. Now, whether that's a bit of kidology from him to really make people think that he's not any good, but I do just think that there's actually 1 or 2 less opponents for Tsitsipas to really worry about. On the hard court, we know it's a leveler. We know that really going into, you know, a big Masters or a Slam where potentially there are 5, 6, 7, 8 winners, I think there's 1 or 2 less, and including 1 or 2 of the, you know, take Medvedev. I would back I would back
wow.
Tsitsipas to win in at any time.
Yeah, mate, definitely. I totally agree with you on that. I think it's just he has that he does have less people to worry about. But what going back to this match, that rally was sort of picking up from where they left off in the first set. That it seems that whatever Musetti hits at Karatsev, he hits it back twice as hard, and then he just introduced a drop shot there after all of that. Fantastic. I mean, that's the sort of Karatsev that we're used to seeing before that loss, and all of that power hitting and very accurate power hitting from both sides as well. Backhand, and he's able to create very crafty angles. Or Musetti went for the big backhand down the line and missed it there. And there we go, love 30. It's about the consistency. It's the story of tennis, isn't it? Consistency will win you matches and win you tournaments. But if you're consistent and hitting the ball like he hits it, it's nearly unstoppable. The only person who had the key was Djokovic.
And turning the screw as well is another sort of characteristic that's very useful if you want to go deep in several tournaments. And I think he may even have a Game to Love podcast in his ear, because listening to us talking about maybe his lack of or predictability against Corda, maybe influenced in the way that he come up with that drop shot just then.
Yeah, and there you go, 3 break points, and we go to the comments here. And Almina said, I should have stayed on the Karatsev train, but I jumped to the Musetti train. Regrets for that. Well, yeah, mate. It's easy to get caught up in either player's hype, though, because Musetti, mainly a clay quarter. We got Chris Smear joining. How you doing, buddy? How do you see this one going? Always nice to know some real statistical, analytical way of looking at the match. It'd be good to hear how that goes on your side. And we've got Melez in saying play Ben's song 100 times to our tone. Yeah, I think so. I think you're talking to Almina. Saying, I want to say thanks to everybody joining, myself and John. Please give us a like on the video, helps the channel out. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and join us for more of these matches during the tournament. It's going to be a very exciting one, I hope, with hopefully not too many rain delays. So it's a bit. We've got a few other matches going on at the moment, but this one, breakpoint. Oh, and he's aced him to save the third breakpoint there. That's impressive. This is
very and much needed.
Yeah, that's the side of him we were sort of seeing earlier. So a bit more resolve now.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to need all of that resolve to ultimately prevail today. But it's now nip and tuck. I mean, it's now back at juice. So anything could happen, and it usually does, as one famous commentator used to say. But Karatsev is really pushing it right now. So
hitting the ball so hard. Look at that. I mean, then he comes into the net. Oh, he's missed the volley though. They did all the hard work, just missed the volley.
Yeah.
We got some people asking who is the new hipster. Please enlighten us. Well, John was on one of our previous podcasts. He came on with the one which was can anyone stop Djokovic becoming the GOAT? I think it was named, and we had a very fun debate on that topic. Go check it out if you haven't already. It's on the channel. Quite a lot of views, that one. Always do when there's Djokovic and GOAT being talked about. But there we go. JG's jumping in. Love it, John. He's there. Who knows where he is? Probably in a pub right now, no doubt. Probably sipping some sort of beer.
So I wonder if Karatsev will regret that volley. I mean, Musetti's now managed to really pull that out, and that's hats off to Musetti. Although I don't see Karatsev donning his hat today to Musetti after that. Very, very big hold.
Yeah, and indeed, and like Wild Live says, Forza Musetti. I think we've got to give him one. Yeah, let's give him a Forza Musetti. So 2 games all. Will he rue those 3 break points that went missing there? It seemed like it was his to just take over this match, but now Musetti back in. Can be interesting.
And
the other match.
That volley, the cushion volley that he just didn't really. We've all done it ourselves. On any of the amateur players watching, where you've come into the net, you've got a fairly simple cushion volley to do, but he just let that one go.
JG wants to ask you, John, why Diego couldn't win the Diego Open?
Very good question. I think the pressure that we all put on him after that podcast that we did a few weeks ago clearly got to him. The expectation that having an Open named after you had played its role, and ultimately saw him not win both of the Diego Opens, because I think he did win one of them a couple of weeks later in another part of Argentina that he probably just created at the last minute because he didn't win the first one. Yeah,
why not though? I mean, if you've got the power, do it. Get those points under your belt, because it could be coming in handy when it comes to the end of the year. You might be able to get back into those ATP Tour finals.
And there's a bit of a vacuum in the. Sorry, go on, Ben. Go.
I was going to say we've got some other matches going on at the minute. Davidovich Fokina is 1 set up against Alex de Minaur, and 6-5. They're just about to go to tiebreak, it looks like, in the second set there. And then we got the mailman, John Millman versus Humbert. Mailman's up set to love, but down a break in the second.
Would you be surprised if de Minaur lost today? I can't remember what you predicted before.
I put Davidovich Fokina through, so I wouldn't be surprised. I think I know that JG says he's a clay quarter, but when you're from Spain, I think you're born on the clay. So I don't think, even if you are, he's going to be good on both for me. Davidovich Fokina.
Yeah. Right. And who did you have winning the Millman match?
I had Humbert. So Humbert's on the comeback now. So fingers crossed he can fight back. And JG wants to know, and will Rafa win the Rafa Open?
I mean, really, it's a Rafa season, really, to some extent. I know he's not quite as prolific at the Masters events as he is at Roland Garros. But I think, is it 11 Monte Carlos he's won?
11 it
Yeah.
is, mate. So yeah, we got
During
Prabesh asking you a question there. What are you the author of? It says even the defee as it's cutting off your thing because we've gone on a bit small screen. So
yes, so it seems. So yeah, I've written a book about football, and be happy to talk about that anytime. Although, yeah, I guess we are on a tennis podcast, but it's available for anyone who has any vague interest in football. I'm sure if you Google that, even without the T, you'll soon find it.
There you go. So Aslan Karatsev holds, and we've got Abolat has joined in singing Aslan Karatsev. That's what we like. We like a bit of Aslan singing. And Andy's saying your boy is doing well, Ben. Yes, he is. Come on the line. I mean, I'm sort of like it's a win-win really in the next round. If he goes through this, then I don't even care if Tsitsipas loses. I would love to just ride the Karatsev train all the way to the final. I would hope he wins the whole tournament. That's what I say. If he plays, he'd probably have to play Djokovic. He'd probably have to play Nadal in a semi or something ridiculous like that. But if you got to see Nadal Karatsev, God, does it get better?
I think they're in separate halves, aren't they? I think Karatsev is in a separate half to Nadal, unless I've got that wrong.
I thought he was in the bottom half, but I could be wrong.
Oh,
he
might. No, he might be. In which case,
Nadal's in the middle, though, isn't he? So
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He's not at the bottom of the draw.
Yeah, right. For once, I think Nadal is due to play Medvedev in one semi, and the other semi will be Djokovic if the seedings go with it. It's Djokovic, Tsitsipas, or Zverev, I think.
Yeah, so he's in Djokovic's side, Karatsev. So and Nadal would meet somebody from the bottom half. So you're looking at your Faninis, Medvedevs, Casper Ruud, Schwartzman. Carreño Buster, maybe.
Yeah,
Rublev. Yeah, I believe Rublev. Yeah, but Rublev would be more quarters. He could meet Rublev.
Yeah, right. But they're all in that half. I do think overall, if Nadal doesn't really need much luck on clay, but I do think that the projected semi-final, given that Medvedev is at the bottom of the draw and Nadal's in the same half, I think that's a slight stroke of luck for Nadal. I think I'd rather be in the Medvedev side than the Tsitsipas or Zverev side.
This is better. Yeah, you've got a few killers in the other. You've got sinners. Look at Djokovic. You're going to potentially have to play Sinner in the next round, potentially, if he gets past Ramos.
Yeah,
so,
right,
and then
exactly.
You got Sonego's in there, Fuchsovic is in there, Koepfer's in there, Tsitsipas, Karatsev, Musetti, Humbert, Garin. I mean, this side I think it's a bit lopsided, the draw, to be honest. Djokovic is going to have to do well to win this.
Yeah, I think so too. And given that Djokovic has to play Sinner, I think he's got to buy, and that's the first match that he'll potentially play, right? Djokovic.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it would be if Sinner gets past. Go on.
Having not played for 3 months almost, or 2.5 months, I should probably say, since the Australian Open final, and a first game or first match on a new surface for this year, that's a pretty tricky. You want a nice, easy one, if you like, to ease yourself into the tournament, ease yourself onto clay. And I think that's pretty unfortunate for Djokovic to come up against Sinner potentially first.
Definitely, and we got George saying, will Martin play Rublev again? No, I don't think he's not in the same side, so I don't think they're going to meet each other again. I think Martin's happy about that. God, he can't stand playing him, can he? Getting battered more and more.
Yeah, the reaction of Rublev at the end of that match was sort of to giggle a little bit. And then, of course, Martin Fucovic's reaction was equally comical in that he just said he doesn't want to ever see him on a tennis court again, I think.
He's like, what am I supposed to do? He's just too powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, you change your tactics.
But it must be it must be a tactics or a matchup thing, because there were plenty of other people that seemed to be able to dispatch with Rublev, including a certain Mr. Karatsev.
That's it, mate. Exactly. I think you've got a bully Rublev. If you, it's sort of like a boxing match when you come to playing Andre Rublev. If you're the one who is on the front foot, it's a little bit like the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight. If you're on the back foot or for the whole fight dancing around, then he's going to land some sort of killer punch on you. Whereas if you're going forward bullet, he can't fight off the back foot as well. Andre Rublev, he struggles when the
Yeah,
other person dictates the match.
yeah. I also think that there might be a slightly mental inferiority complex he has when he comes up against, any of the sort of top, certainly the
Russians.
big three, but even, yeah, even exactly Medvedev, his record against I think he's never won against Medvedev,
Uh,
for example. So
I don't think. I think he's
he sort
lost.
of,
He's got a losing record to him, Donskoy, who is lower ranked than Karatsev as well. I think Hatchinov. I'm not sure if he's played him in the main draw, but yeah, he's got bad record against all Russian people. So maybe he's just a nice guy. Just doesn't like beating his own countrymen.
Yeah, right. I've actually got a split screen on at the moment. I'm actually also keeping an eye on the Dimonor Fokina match, which is now in its tiebreak.
Yeah, it's like Soccer Saturday now. Right. So we've got Jax. Jax has made in. How you doing? Good to have you in.
Hi, Jackie. I've seen a few comments from you over the last few weeks. Great to have you on board.
Indeed. And we got Powzan saying cheering for Musetti, but Aslan's power is still too much for Lorenzo or even Yannick Sinner, he reckons. Wow. That's a big big say if you reckon he's more powerful than Sinner. Sinner that'd be an interesting matchup, I think, between these two. I think they did.
Yeah.
They didn't play. I was going to say I thought they played in Sofia, but I think he got knocked out by Alex de Minaur, Karatsev though. I think,
So it's
yeah.
now 4-2 for Kina in the tiebreak. So he's edging close to knocking out Dimonor, as you predicted.
Yeah, mate. Well, I think it's just I don't think that's anywhere near over tie breaks unless you've got the match point or the set point. Even then, you've seen Dan Evans and he threw away 4 match points in his last match, and just so sad to see. And that was against Musetti.
There was a certain Wimbledon finalist as well in 2019 who had a couple of match points on his serve, if I recall.
Don't remember what his name was.
No, I think he's got a bright future ahead of him, though. No matter.
Oh, I'm not so sure if his future's that bright. Here we go. Anyway, it's 30-15. They're into a nice little rally here. Oh, just clip the back edge of the baseline there. And Karatsev with that crafty angle on the backhand side. So good. It comes out of nowhere, really, that angle that he creates. And then just when you're in a baseline rally, all of a sudden, the ball's outside the tram lines and you've got to run in the court to try and get it.
Okay, then, Ben, time to put your reputation on the line. How do you see this Musetti-Karatsev match turning out now from here?
Well, for me, I had it in the bracket. I thought Karatsev was going to win. I'm sticking with Karatsev. From the way I saw him play so far today, Musetti hasn't played well enough to convince me that he can beat Karatsev today. And this isn't the Musetti that destroyed Stan Wawrinka or beat Nishikori. It doesn't. He's not really hitting the winners. You need to see, but that's credit to Karatsev because you say the same about like when Rublev played him. You're like, it's not his day. It's not that. Karatsev hits it so hard you can't get in your rhythm. He doesn't allow you to get in your rhythm. He keeps you on the back foot. How do you play offensive tennis when you're 3 meters behind the baseline?
Yeah, right. Unless you're Rafa Nadal, of course.
Well, yeah, or Dominic Thiem.
Yeah, or Dominic Thiem, yeah. But for those of you, and I'm sure there are millions of viewers that have tuned in to find out how their prediction of de Minaur is going to get on, he's out. So Fokina has beaten him in straight sets.
Go on. Good for my bracket. I hope that it is anyway. I hope I haven't just like accidentally put the wrong one through, but I'm pretty certain that I picked because I remember JG saying, "Oh, I'm going with de Minaur," blah, 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 and I think we had a little bit of back and forth on that one. So hopefully
I think I went for de Minaur. I think I went for de Minaur. I just can't remember, but I know I want to do a last minute change or two once I saw that Monfils, who was a really late pullout, I don't know if it was the morning of his
Yeah,
match or the day before,
it
but
was.
once I saw that Monfils wasn't, I wanted to, but I was too slow to the punch and didn't alter my brackets as a result. But anyway, I'm happy to play that out.
I did have Davidovich Bikina going through. I've just checked, so that's good for me. Everybody, I want to say thanks everybody for joining myself, joining John for this matchup. Let us know in the live chat what you think the final score is going to be. And if you haven't liked the video yet, hit the like button. Don't want to have to say it again. Come on, guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button to join us for more Monte Carlo action this week and next. Might even go on for another 4 weeks if the weather keeps on the way it is. We can't have more clay court tournaments shifting their dates, so can we, John?
No, no. The old unilateral. It's becoming an annual thing for Roland Garros, isn't it? Where the unilateral will come out the way. We're coming through action from Roland Garros, which is I heard you debating it a few weeks ago and stuff, but it's kind of how it is.
What do you reckon? I know I was sort of having a laugh, but it seems a bit ridiculous. Last year it affected the US Open. This year it's affecting Wimbledon. Next year are they going to put it in January? Try and like mess up the Australian Open just to make it even for all of the other Grand Slams. You're going to mess them all up. You can't just be unfair on Wimbledon and the US Open, surely.
I mean, the politics in tennis now seems to be almost as distracting as the matches itself, and we might even find that you're right, that we'll have the Roland Garros Rafa Nadal Open up against the Australian Open in January. But listen, I understand what happened last year and Roland and the French Tennis Association's decision in the situation. I imagine this year they must have consulted the grass court tournaments and in particular Wimbledon to make that decision. And is it not possible that Wimbledon could go back another week as well to accommodate? Would that be too much to ask for, and then to therefore free up another week? I know the grass court season, obviously, in terms of climate, etc., is a bit more sensitive, but another week is possible, I would have thought. And then that would also give the UK another week.
What about all the tournaments before they're being affected, though? That's like the thing that we were discussing. I can just announce, that Tommy Paul has just won against Pedro Martinez. Martinez has retired from that match in the first set. So sad. Martinez, one I had going through as well. So, bit sad to see that.
Yeah, pity. But I don't think he was. Yeah, but I don't think he was going to be caused.
Looks like Millman's going to be going through as well. By the looks of it, he was 3-2 down and a breakdown. Now he's 5-3 up and he's on match point. So he's just turned the whole set around. And it's like who was just saying there in the comments? Who would have thought? Yeah, Almina saying who would have thought Millman would go through instead of de Minaur? Exactly. 4 games all. You know what that means, John? It's the business end. Right, we're into the business end of the second set here. Lorenzo Musetti and Aslan Karatsev. Can the Lion roar once more and get this over the line in 2, or are we going to be seeing a potential third set?
Yeah, 1 or 2 unforced errors, I think, creeping in from Karatsev, which will disappoint.
Great passing shot there from Musetti.
Yeah. So, and listen, Musetti, if he wins the next point, he'll have a sniff.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, I think that this is the time now, the business end. This is when it sorts the men from the boys, so to speak. Karatsev, obviously being 27, Musetti, 19. Is this a man versus boy, or are we going to see the roles reverse here?
Well, as an example of the business end arriving, I've decided to pick up my pen.
Wow, nice, mate. I like it. We got our tweeners jumping in saying, cheers, gents. How you doing, bud? Good to see you.
Good to have you on board.
That's it. All right, so here we go. 15 all there. And the good work. And there you can see the points between 5 and 9 shots is 7 for Musetti, 16 for Karatsev. So he's winning those 5 to 9 shot rallies. Sounds like the rain is picking up there a bit now as well. From what I can hear, I can just hear it hitting the plastic or wherever it's hitting. It's starting to get louder. So that's not a good sign. I would like it if Karatsev could get this done in 2 sets.
Yeah,
Not
I
sounding good out
think.
there.
Yeah, and I can see it falling now as well.
Good
It's
shot there.
drizzling. Yeah, it was a good shot.
Oh, Karatsev, what a terrible shot. He just came into the net, and instead of just playing a nice, easy, safe one, he just went back the same way behind Musetti and just fired it miles wide. Just
Yeah,
strange.
1 or 2 errors creeping in. 1 or 2 errors. Now with this, if it was the business end before, it's now the top business end, if you like, because this next point or two is going to be big.
Oh, there he goes. Got a cheap one off the serve there. Couldn't keep it in play. 40-30. There we go.
Much need.
Let's see if we can get this over the line in 2. Come on, Aslan. Come on. That's what we want. And Andy reckons Nadal could still win Wimbledon. Not for me. But
He's a potential.
yeah, he's always in with a chance, isn't he? I mean, he's Rafael Nadal.
Yeah, 20 Grand Slams. He's got a chance.
Yeah, he's got a chance, but if Djokovic goes out, he has a chance, I think. That's the only thing. If he doesn't have to face Djokovic.
Yeah, I mean, the record.
Oh, Karatsev with a single-handed backhand there on. I've not seen him use one of them. I think he got caught off guard there, and he's back at deuce.
Yeah. This is a big game. This is be a big hold for Karatsev, or a big break if Musetti can do it.
This could be pivotal in the whole part of the match right now. Deuce.
Yeah.
Where's Karatsev going to put this serve? It's down the middle. He's got it back in play. Good angles from the backhand from Karatsev. Oh, into the net. And see, this is what I mean from Musetti. It's sort of like, it's not the Dominic Thiem effect, but it's similar. If it's not firing, your whole game sort of falls apart a bit if that backhand down the line isn't firing.
Yeah, that's true. And Mr. Thiem is a big miss at the beginning of the clay court season. He's obviously not in Monte Carlo, but when he's back and fit and firing, he's a threat to any court court. Yeah, any clay court.
And there you go. Big hold there from Aslan Karatsev. Let's give him his tune.
Aslan Karatsev, Karatsev, Karatsev.
Yeah, come on, Aslan. The lion roaring. That's what we want to see. And 1 game away right now. We've got some Karatsev fans in saying, "Come on, Karatsev." Have we got any other people? Any other people? Give us your predictions. Do you reckon he's going to be able to get this done in 2, or do you think Musetti can fend him off? Can he fend the line off and get to that 3rd set? Jackie's saying Karatsev looks more handsome. He's got a thing for the Russians, I think. Jackie likes a bit of Rublev, likes a bit of Karatsev. Although saying that, when he was playing Korda, I think she was a bit more keen on Korda. So, and George asking, is Andy Murray injured or did he not get a wild card?
I think he's still out injured, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. I mean, he had that match against Rublev, didn't he? In forget which tournament it was now. Wasn't it in Rotterdam? Yeah, and then after that, haven't really heard much from him, have we? He was sort of not stumbling. I think he played all right against Rublev, to be honest, but it's just sad when obviously Rublev, he's at the top, but it's just somebody, if it was the Murray of old, you'd expect him to beat, really. So,
well, the Murray of sort of 2013, 2014, 2015 was, almost on a par with the big 3. So,
what a winner down the line there from Karatsev. Wow, that was a bullet.
He's edging closer. He's edging closer.
That one, look, he was on the run.
3 points from victory now.
Shot of the match. Oh, it's
And
missed
it's
the
such a
first serve.
yeah,
Yeah, it is, mate.
yeah.
Here we go. Second serve. It's a double fault, and it's happening again to Lorenzo Musetti. If we have a quick look at the statistics here, you can see they're both at, I think that'd be 5 double faults now for Musetti, 4 for Karatsev. He's still sort of serving up he's sort of complaining about the double fault, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what he's complaining about, to be honest.
What, they're replaying the point? It wasn't a double fault, apparently. They're giving
Oh,
him, they're saying that it clipped the line. The replay shows it was out. So Karatsev was correct, and he's having to replay a point. How pivotal is that? And it's a double fault anyway. No, it's not. It's a first serve, I think. Sorry. Thought it was a second serve he was being given. They get given a first serve again. It's bizarre, that. I never understood that rule.
no, that doesn't make sense.
He's giving him the runaround anyway. He looks angry. Oh, great smash away, and that point goes to the just man there. Love 30.
Yeah, I think he took his anger out on that one.
Definitely did. Well played. It looks like he's taking no prisoners. You don't want to anger him, do you?
Yeah, you don't want to be upsetting a lion.
Go. Just having a quick look. Oh, he's missed another first serve. And then Almino saying, use Hawkeye, you dossers. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know that they're saying, oh, and there you go into the net, and we've got 3 match points. Aslan Karatsev. Can he do it and get through into the second round here in Monte Carlo? Big points here. And yet again, love 40 on his own serve, Musetti. Oh, save one. There you go. 15-40. Lorenzo Musetti, big serve into the net from Karatsev. He's going to need more first serves. The second serve looks like it could double fault at any time. It's in again on the first serve, but good return. Go on cross court. It's the winner, and Aslan Karatsev wins the match.
Aslan Karatsev, Karatsev, Karatsev.
Yes, just like that. Aslan the Lion roars through into the second round, and it's almost easy in the end, wasn't it, John?
That's a statement victory and a statement performance, I think, to hopefully for him to set the tone for the rest of the clay court season. I think, you know, he's a real contender now. I mean, maybe not to win, but he's a contender to go deep in certainly every clay court season, every clay court tournament there is during the season.
Mate, and we got people in the chat saying as well, just where is it? Sorry, I've just lost it now. Saying that he might be good. He might be good on clay. Oh yeah, but he says, well, Wildlife saying the power definitely translates onto the clay. Definitely does. And Pravesh saying, I just love the way Karatsev roars. Yeah, but Andy was saying, there you go, might be good on clay. He is definitely good on clay. He is an incredible tennis player on clay. And last year he won. He got to the final of 3 challenges in a row, won 2 of them. The only one he didn't win was against Stan Wawrinka. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's an incredible statistic. I mean, that's what set him up and put him on this ridiculous run. And then he somehow turned it into hardcourt form. But him going back to clay after having the great hardcourt form, for me, scary. And he's playing just as well as he did on the hardcourts, now on the clay.
And Musetti there, as he walked off court shaking his head. I don't know what he was shaking his head at, probably his own display, I guess. I'm sure he'll be a bit disappointed. Karatsev doing the usual, signing the camera as he walks off as well. He nearly stole a pen though in the proceeding situation. He gave it back to whoever lent him the pen to do so.
Sneaky Russians. It's always trying to get something extra. But yeah, I was going to say I just did a quick screenshot just to have a look at some of the just before my stream disappeared. just wanted to have a quick look at some of the statistics from there. As you can see here on the statistics, Musetti, the total winners there, that's evident. The Karatsev of old is back again. 9 for Musetti, 23 for Karatsev. But then you see the unforced errors, and that's sort of the tale told. He had 30, but when you back it up with that many winners, it doesn't really matter how many unforced errors you're sort of hitting. Only against the big boys, really, you got to sort of rein it in a bit, I think.
I think he will want to rein those unforced errors in a little bit as he goes through the tournament, though. I think that will ultimately catch up with him, but it didn't catch up with him today. I think Musetti probably, those stats would suggest, maybe was a bit too cautious. Maybe that will be why he was shaking his head going off the court. Perhaps he could have taken a few more chances, particularly when he had those little sniffs at Karatsev's serve. I don't think Karatsev lost his serve today, but managed to break Musetti 3 times, I think, in the process. So, a professional display there from Karatsev.
Yeah, it's sort of like you wouldn't expect anything else from somebody who's playing, where is he? 28th in the world, I think he is now. But yeah, somebody at that ranking playing against somebody like Musetti, who's 84th, pretty much playing like the way they're ranked, to be honest. And that's just how Karatsev, if he can continue, everybody, I think all of these asterisks are just there next to his name. And it's bugging me that everyone's going to continue to question him if he doesn't do it consistently. And this year will just be like a Leicester City winning the Premier League type thing back up. Well, even they're doing now well all the time now, but back then it was just seen as one-hit wonder. Is this just they're going to be relegated again next season? It's going to be that type of chat, isn't there, around Karatsev, unless he can keep performing. And I think he's just got to do it for the whole year to shut everyone up.
Yeah, maybe. I think, though, we've actually almost, I know we're only, 6 months or 4 months even into the year, but I actually almost think we're almost beyond that. I mean, maybe you're listening to some negative voices out there on social media regarding him being a flash in the pan. I think if it was just Australia, then fine, but I think he's done enough now over the preceding sort of couple of months and 2 or 3 tournaments, including, his first, big one and beating Rublev on the way in the semi-finals, as we highlighted earlier. I think he's done enough now. So, I mean, listen, he's against Tsitsipas in the next round. Tsitsipas will be, for me, like I say, Tsitsipas is probably the 3rd favourite for the tournament and may even go on to win, if not this tournament, then one very soon on clay. So that will be a different situation. And he's going to have to reduce those unforced errors that he showed today if he's going to beat Tsitsipas. He might catch Tsitsipas cold, and therefore he might have a chance, given that I think that is a tiny advantage to have having had a match and before, obviously, Tsitsipas getting a bye through. But listen, for me, he's no longer a flash in the pan and needs to be taken seriously.
I think he does, but I think there's still a lot of elements of his game that need dramatic improvement as well. And I think if he does not serve well, like first serves against Tsitsipas, he's going out. And that's my honest assessment of his match versus Tsitsipas. If his first serve percentage is down, I think he loses. I don't think his second serve. I think Tsitsipas is going to just finish it off, literally like Korda was doing. He was hitting winners off it, like straight away. And I think Tsitsipas can create such angles off of his backhand side and forehand side. He's just not a player you want to be playing second-rate serves to, because like we've seen today, Karatsev plays well off the front foot, but not so well off the back foot. So I think Tsitsipas will start attacking the net. He has great hands at the net as well. Just whether Karatsev will be able to pass him. And I think he struggles under the pressure of people attacking the net as well. He gets locked into a lot of baseline rallies, Karatsev, because he's so powerful. And when the opponent attacks the net, I'm not sure if I've seen him, apart from the tweener against Dominic Thiem, that was pretty special passing shot. Other than that one, I've not seen him do too many. I think people are scared to approach the net with him, though, because it's so powerful.
Yeah, regarding Dominic Thiem, it'd be good to see him back on court pretty soon. I mean, he's had a pretty
Yeah.
dismal year or bleaker or year so far. I mean, obviously going out in Australia as early as he did, and then I think he had a few little injuries in Australia, and they haven't really been able to go away with his foot. I think was a problem, and we want to see him back on court soon, especially as he's such a strong play court player, arguably the second best around.
Yeah, mate, definitely is. Just hopefully he's back and in the swing of things by the time the French Open comes around, because we need to see as many players as possible in there who can challenge these big boys, because otherwise we're just going to end up with Djokovic versus Nadal in the final again. And not that I'm going to complain. I would love to see it again. And I'd love to see if Djokovic could throw anything else other than what he did last time at Rafael Nadal. But yeah, for me, and without Dominic Thiem in there, it's Rafa's to lose again. And you just want to see Dominic Thiem back to his best. You want to see him
Yeah, right.
winning matches and winning tournaments as well. When was the last tournament that he won? I have to. I can't think. I can't even think
US
off the
Open.
top of my
Has he
head.
won
The
one
US
since the
Open. You
U? I
said
don't think he's.
just the US Open, was it? So
Yeah, I
I
think
say
so. We got to
tough.
the final at the ATP finals. He got to the final
Yeah,
there in London last year. But and he played. I think really as well. The last time he played really well that certainly sticks in my mind, and I could be wrong on this, was when he beat Nadal in the group phase, or I guess against Djokovic in the semi-finals, also at the ATP. But he had a good tournament. But since losing to Medvedev in that final, he's been a shadow of himself. Now I know he
yeah.
had some injuries in Melbourne, but yeah, we want to see him back and firing all cylinders as soon as possible.
We do indeed. Yeah, I've got some people in the chat that's saying, "Did you misplace your baseball cap for the last one?" I nearly didn't recognise you, mate. I just didn't. I thought I'd just give it a whirl, and just because my hair's so long, COVID hair, it's nearly as long as John's at the moment. So I've just been trying to contain it in this cap all the time, and I pinned it back for that one. But I think my girlfriend lent me one of her hair clips, and I just put it back in that. It was a bit
Yeah.
nice not to have a cap on for the whole time. But yeah, mate. Hopefully now that everything's opening up a little bit, might be able to go and get a haircut soon. That would be interesting. I'm getting a bit attached to
Yeah.
it now. How are you
I
with
mean, obviously,
yours?
yeah, my hair's been growing since July, I think, last year. Obviously, we're now in the middle of another lockdown here in Germany. Although the UK, for the international listeners and viewers, has been sort of gradually opening up, including pubs and hairdressers opening today. So, of course, there's people listening and paying attention from all parts of the world. So, maybe you're in Australia and you've been living the high life for the last 6 months, but sadly, in Germany, where I'm based, we're still very much in the midst of a pretty strict
Yes,
lockdown.
indeed. But I think we're going to wrap it up there, mate. There was a fantastic match. Hopefully, you'll be able to join us on a couple of other matches in this tournament in the coming week or two. And yeah, mate, we really appreciate you having on. If you want to plug anything that you've got going on at the moment that you want to tell any of the GTL fans about.
I think the only thing that's really worth plugging today is your Aslan Karatsev song.
I think you're right, mate. Let's play it one more time for the road.
Aslan, Karatsev, Karatsev, Karatsev.
There you go. And we're going to call it a day. Take it easy, guys. See you on the next one.